many of you know, my home base is Cambridge, Massachusetts. Well, today we're in Cambridge, England. Welcome to the beating heart of Cambridge, the marketplace. This square has been buzzing with traders for centuries, and depending on the day you'll find everything from fresh fruit and flowers to bicycles and books you probably won't read, but will definitely look clever carrying. It's a place where history rubs shoulders with daily life. Imagine medieval merchants shouting prices, students from colleges haggling over parchment, and maybe even a horse or two parked where the coffee van now sits. Today the market is a patchwork of food stalls, crafts and souvenirs, and yes, you can pick up both vegan brownies and a Union Jack tea towel in the same 5 paces. Now we arrive at the River Cam, the watery highway of Cambridge. This is the place where time slows down, at least until a punt crashes into yours. Punting is the local sport here. Long, flat boats pushed along with a pole steered by students, tourists, or the occasional overconfident professor. The professionals, known as punters, glide gracefully, offering history with a smile. As you float past college backs and bridges, you're tracing the same water poets, politicians, and probably procrastinating undergrads route that they've drifted along for centuries. The Cam is less about speed and more about spectacle, the Gothic spires reflected in the ripples, the ducks demanding rent, and the inevitable couple arguing over who's supposed to push. Pure Cambridge.
This exact spot where Magdalen Bridge is marks the point of the first ever river crossing over the River Cam, which was a Roman ford built in the 1st century AD when the Romans first came to Cambridge. So the bridge is a very long spot.
Here's St John's College, one of the grandest in Cambridge and home to more stone than a medieval quarry. Founded in 1511, its courtyards are like stepping into a Harry Potter set, just without CGI. The highlights here are the Bridge of Sighs, which looks like a romantic Venetian import, but is mostly sighed over by students carrying essays. St John's is a place of scale and splendour. If the university were a monopoly board, this would be Mayfair. Next stop, All Saints Art and Craft Market. This is where Cambridge creativity spills out onto the streets. Jewellery, paintings, hand-stitched bags, and even the odd sculpture that make you wonder if it's art or just inventive recycling. This market began in the 1970s, long before Etsy made handmade mainstream. Every stallholder is a story, from retired scientists turned potters to students who should probably be revising but are instead selling watercolours. Behold Trinity College, big, bold and brimming with brains. This is where Sir Isaac Newton once thought deeply under an apple tree, and centuries later Alan Turing cracked codes that helped win the war. The Great Court is famous for students attempting to sprint round it before the clock chimes 12. Most failed spectacularly, which half the fun is in watching. Trinity is Cambridge at its most iconic: massive gates, genius alumni and a dash of student daring. Great St Mary's is the university church, standing proudly in the centre of town. Climb its tower and you get the best panoramic view of Cambridge rooftops, the reward for a lot of narrow spiralling steps. It's been the stage for university ceremonies for centuries, and the bells have been calling students to lectures long before alarm clocks were invented. And here's the jewel in Cambridge's crown, King's College Chapel, built over a century. It's the ultimate Gothic masterpiece. Soaring windows, intricate fan vaulting, and acoustics so perfect the choirs sound practically angelic by default. Every Christmas, millions around the world tune in to the Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols, broadcast from here since 1918. Step inside and even the most sceptical visitor can't help but whisper, wow. This is Cambridge's most photographed and most breathtaking landmark. Finally, no Cambridge tour is complete without mentioning the bicycles. They're everywhere, chained to railings, leaning on college walls and zipping past in waves that rival Amsterdam. Students cycle in suits, gowns or just pyjamas running late for lectures. Professors ride vintage bikes while delivery riders weave through them with modern speed. It's equal parts charming and chaotic. What keeps the city moving is bicycles. In Cambridge, if you don't have a bike, you're not a local. That's it. That's a quick tour around the cycling city of Cambridge on a walking tour. See you later. Give the hike a like. Cue me. What a bunch of punts.